What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to T3G. My name is Dalibor, and this is Social Sunday. We're doing this a little early. I was planning on doing this next week, but then I realized that would be March, and that's not the whole point of this. The point of this is to kind of recap the month. Plus, I've got a wedding I'm shooting next week. It's going to get complicated as far as a weekend goes. We're just going to do this now. Out the gate, I have a question. What do you think of this kind of setup as like the talking head piece, right? That's my question to you. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I kind of dig it. I'm comfortable. I don't have to worry about if I'm moving my focus point. I think leaving it on autofocus in this is going to be good, and I don't have to worry about it losing stuff and, you know, a light in the background of me like I have in the other setup over there. Well, those are my thoughts. I'd love to hear yours down below. Second, I'm testing also the new H1N. I was gonna say HN1, but I think that's a virus. The H1N Zoom microphone, recorder, whatever, all those things. And that's it's on my lap right now, but I'm mic'd up with a new lav as well. So it's the same one that I've been using, but I just got another one and wanted to test that while we were here. Just wanted to get the whole thing kind of done. So let me know if the sound is good. Also, I want to do more as far as good production on audio. So let me know if it's solid, if you're liking it. I'm not gonna lie, I have the dryer going right now, so I'm hoping it's not picking that up. I think I have the levels right, but we'll see what happens. So a quick catch up. This has been a weird month, right? We said we were gonna do 2 videos per week. We had 1 video the first week, we had 2 videos the second week, and then we almost had only 1 video this week, and then this is gonna be the second one. So kind of by default, we have 2 this week. I'm almost of a mind to not count these as one of those videos, but it's still gonna require editing. It's still, you know, a practice in framing and lighting and all those things. I feel like the lighting is a little too harsh from the side here. My key might be also a little too low. I'm using the Falcon Eyes right now as my key with the reflector and the softbox on top of that, and then I actually have 2 daylight LEDs that are just my normal ceiling lights, so I think those are a little too much. They are adjustable, which is why I got this specific fixture, so I'm gonna move those around. Maybe next time just do one. One is trying to be pointed up at the ceiling, but it's not really, so I think it's just all coming at me very heavily. So I really wanna say I've gotten a lot of really good feedback on my focus video, and I'm super happy about that. And not even just like the couple people that I suppose expect to watch it at this point, but from people that I didn't realize were watching my stuff. So that was kind of cool. Like friends and family, obviously. I don't know if other people are watching it, but if you are and it had an impact on you, you could always drop a comment, and I'm happy to hear what your thoughts are on these videos. I actually started filming a solo Saturday yesterday, but then I had Hottest with me the entire day, so I didn't want to fall into the trap of like, I'm gonna ask him to hold the camera for this. So I'm like, I'm just gonna do this next week. But I had an idea as far as, it was actually a different shot. I wanted to do it completely in the car. So I have kind of part of it filmed already. I might or might not use it. I might modify the concept, but we'll see what next Saturday looks like, because this Saturday was beautiful, and we'll see what next Saturday looks like. It's a dice roll around here. We're in Chicago. I'm prepping all my gear for next week's shoot for the wedding. I think this may be the last wedding I'm shooting. I'm the main shooter. I'm the only shooter on this one. Previously, I had been helping out Hottest with his weddings that he was shooting. He's retired from that, and I am just essentially doing this as a favor to a friend. So I think after this, I'm not going to be doing anymore. Although I had some really cool ideas, or at least I hope they're cool ideas. We'll see how they come out and what I can do with these. I don't even want to talk about it in any kind of detail, because what if she's watching this and I ruin the surprise? Because I told her she can't know until she sees the final product. So, you know, I'm not going to tell you guys until after next week. I'm still putting together all the pieces for a big Mindset Monday video. I think that one's going to be super, super important as far as getting in the right mindset to get stuff done, really. And that's, we'll talk about that in that one. But I'm really excited for it, and I've actually noticed myself kind of backslide on it, and I see the results, and I'll talk about all that stuff. As far as the content this month, been a couple reviews, nothing big, you know, no big deal, no big fancy stuff. Did a review, you know, went to the auto show. It wasn't what I was expecting. I wasn't getting the feelings from the show that I have in the past about just wanting to make a video. And that's kind of why that, I guess, Chicago Auto Show video it wasn't a good video. You know, I felt bad as far as, you know, having gotten free passes and not producing anything solid. So I think next year I am going to just do just do stories if I do end up going. On a side note, I kind of want to give myself a shout out on TikTok. The Honest Tech Support TikTok got a single video. I mean, I'm not popping. I'm not TikTok famous, but a single video hit over 10,000 views, and I'm pretty excited about that, especially since these are literally just me holding a record and kind of talking some smack about some tech support stuff that I dealt with during my day job. So I really like having that outlet. It's essentially a sketchbook for me, because the Honest Tech Support series is something that I am still working on. I actually now am exploring a potential, I don't even want to say it, like I'm potentially exploring a new venue. The venue that we have available to us, I don't know if I've talked about this before, it's not exactly what I want it to be, so it's hard for me to like get into filming that, but I absolutely want to get that done. And having that outlet of just like essentially jotting down these ideas of these scenarios that I want to flesh out and make into like full episodes, I like having it, and I'm glad that people are enjoying it and people are liking it. I found myself watching a ton of resource videos, tutorials, camera basics to advanced techniques, everything I can to get myself thinking about how to film things, how to put things into a shot, how to tell a story on screen. And I actually even found myself dissecting things I'm watching. For instance, I watched the CW shows on their website, so a lot of the commercials that they play are for the Apple Arcade. And that commercial, I mean, it's not like an outstanding commercial. I actually really don't like the song that they sing in that whole thing. I happened to kind of look at the commercial as it was playing one day, and I was like, oh, that's how this was done. Because I'm thinking at the beginning of the commercial, if you haven't seen it, there's a wide shot of a car, and then it like zooms all the way into the car of the little girl playing on an iPad or an iPhone or whatever. And I was like, well, how do they do that? Because I've also been watching a couple videos on the viral light, which is such a hard thing to say, but I know that's something that people have used to like get a shot through a vehicle, but it's parked, whereas this car was moving. So then I'm thinking, all right, maybe they have this car on a green screen, and then they're showing it like it's driving, so then they zoom in, and then it is the same kind of shot. Maybe it is just a jib that goes in, but not. So the point is, I'm dissecting things, and I'm trying to figure out how to do certain shots. So I'm really excited about that. I like the fact that, I don't know why I keep going back to this, but I like where my head is at, and I'm forcing myself to a point to really stay in that headspace. I'm easily distracted, so I don't want to just be like, oh, I'm going to do something else, I'm going to do crazy other stuff. Like, I don't want to waste time on other things that aren't productive to what I want to do and what I want to accomplish. And that just goes back to last week's Mindset Monday. Is this thing, whatever this thing is this promoting what I'm doing, or is it distracting? And a lot of times I find myself doing stuff that's distracting. I'm wasting time playing Apex. I know I am, but I actually accept that as kind of an offload. It's one of those things that I don't sink like hours into, but out of just like, I wanted to play something longer and I wanted to play something with a story, I played Terra last week, and I spent about 2 hours on that. And it weirdly has an announcement timer now, and it says you've been playing for an hour, and I thought that was interesting. At which point I was like, oh man, and I kind of felt bad about it. I was like, I'm playing this for an hour, I guess. Like, I was like, all right. But I also very much think that having a kind of an outlet where you can just do something that's mindless and doesn't take a lot of effort and energy gives you the opportunity to just relax a little bit, and then when you get back into it, you're coming back with a fresh mind. I've noticed this month, and this is kind of, it's interesting, but it's not necessarily a good thing. I've noticed that I am not as driven to make a video, during the day, because I have this kind of leeway time. I had this lead time where I can say, all right, I'm gonna shoot a review video for Tuesday, and like it's Sunday, like I can shoot a video for Tuesday, so I can set it up now, and I can film some of it tomorrow, and I can edit on Tuesday. So then if something comes up, I can put that off, and then I just find myself shooting same day and editing same day, at which point you could rush, you could make mistakes, and you end up not having the shots you need. I don't like it. It's not a good thing. I said that's not necessarily a good thing. It's definitely not a good thing in my opinion. I like having the leeway, whereas I can figure out what I want to shoot, what review I want to do, and it's not like a last minute, like, all right, today I gotta do a review. I mean, like, that really was a lot of January. It was me just trying to figure out what was the thing I was gonna do that day, and having kind of more freedom on that, it is nice, because then I can say, all right, you know, like, I know what I'm shooting for Tuesday. So I've been using it, testing it out, interacting with it, seeing how it works, how it fits into my flow. So when I get into the review, I know what I'm saying, I know what I'm going to do. Whereas if it's a new product, like if it's something new that you get, or if it's something that you like the concept, you like the idea, but you don't know all the features, like right now, I would not be comfortable making a review of the H1N. That is not what I would pick, because I don't know all the little buttons, all the little features. Plus, I haven't really had a lot of samples. We did a podcast with it. I did a couple small samples, and then this is going to be kind of my long form sample to see if there's any variation over time. Plus, all three of those have now been at different levels, so I can kind of see how it performs with different levels. So by the time I'm ready to do this, I will have had the necessary knowledge and information. Knowing your gear is more important than how expensive the gear is. I always go back to Darius Britt, who used a 60D to film an entire feature film, and he knows all the little tips and tricks. He knows all the little ins and outs of the menus and how to do everything. So he was able to execute a great film with essentially a, what is it now, 10-year-old camera? Like, that's kind of ridiculous. I think pretty soon, possibly even for next Social Sunday, which is going to be at the end of March, we're going to have an update on the room, because it is getting warmer. Well, you know, in patches. We had a couple warm days, now it's going to be cold again, but we're going to have warmer days, which means that I can work with some wood and I won't have to worry about constricting and expanding kind of stuff. So I'll be hopefully pretty soon, within the next week or two, starting the build out for the shelf system that's going to go here, and that's truly crucial at this point. I'm needing that to be done, because I am just sick and tired of this whole thing. I want it to be done. I want it to be up and be able to put stuff away. I've got things kind of still in various places, and I want to have it at 100% very soon. So yeah, I'm glad the weather's changing. Plus the fact that the weather's changing, we might be looking at maybe some outdoor footage and filming outdoors. At the very least, that'll be like an additional place for me to film the Solo Saturday stuff, where I can do little one-man shows in my backyard or my garage or something like that, where I'm not freezing the whole time. Although I did have an idea that involved being cold. I have a lot of ideas, guys. I have a lot of ideas. Now, starting in March, I will be following Darius Britt's kind of 31 days or 30 days film school thing that he put up on his channel a couple of years ago, I think, at this point. Essentially, it's a learn and execute method of various different techniques and methodologies for filmmaking. Specifically, let's say, for instance, you watch a framing, you watch 3 tutorials on framing, you watch them twice, and then you go and shoot and practice that. And that's kind of what I'm going to be going through. I think that's going to end up being Wednesday videos, and I think I'm going to do one of those every Wednesday going forward in March. I feel like I have really cool ideas and stories I want to tell, but I want to make sure that I get good at the physical art of telling a story through a lens. And I think if I don't kind of get the lay of the land, even some stuff that maybe I do know and maybe I am aware of, I want to make sure that I cover it all and I kind of give it its own space. Realistically, what this means is that you guys are going to be able to see me practice and learn these things, so then when I'm not doing them, you can call me out in the comments. And that's always fun, right? You always have something to say, and this way I'm giving you the ammunition. You just got to fire. But really, that's all I've got to say right now. If you have any questions about filmmaking that I might be able to answer, or even any kind of challenge you want to pose to me, I'd love to hear it. Drop any comments down below, anything you want to say. Encouraging words or words of hate. I don't know what kind of person you are. If you want to talk some smack, I'm going to give you the Cat Williams.
If there's any haters in here right now that don't have nobody to hate on, feel free to hate on me. Sit back there and say my hair ain't luxurious when you know it is, bitch.
Well, yeah, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being along on this journey. And I'll see you guys probably Tuesday.